Alex, what exactly do we know about de-escalation at this point? How solid of a word is that to use?
Well, it's not clear just how solid it is at this point. I think we did see some positive signals over the last 24 to 48 hours coming from the Kremlin on their interest in keeping communication lines open with the West. That came from President Putin. That came from Foreign Minister Lavrov yesterday in a very public setting. I think that was a good sign that they want to keep talking. We've had more of that today with Chancellor Scholz's visit to Moscow today to talk things over as well. But it's also not clear with these reports of Russian troop movements away from the Ukrainian border just how substantial that is. And it's not clear that it's been verified at this point. So I think there are still a lot of questions there as to where things stand.
Alex, if it does de-escalate from here, what ultimately will Russia have gained? I mean, I get on one level people saying it's exposed the weakness in the West at the moment. But at the same time, isn't it quite likely to just galvanize them going forward to alter the weak position perhaps Europe has been in of late?
I think there is a question as to what constitutes a victory here for President Putin in terms of these discussions. And I think he does still need to see some tangible results stemming from these negotiations with the West. So I certainly don't think that it's over at this stage. In fact, there still is a significant risk that these talks with the U.S., talks with NATO, and with Ukraine, that they fall apart. We actually see a risk of a Russian attack as still a base case scenario, with diplomacy still certainly a possibility to lead to de-escalation, but really a lot of questions as to whether or not there's been a clear breakthrough in negotiations at this point.
How do you guys see the China angle fitting in here?
Well, I think that the Chinese are going to show support to Russia. We saw that in the summit between President Putin and President Xi just ahead of the start of the Winter Olympics. But what's also clear is that the Chinese government is not interested in seeing a military conflict in Ukraine. They want a diplomatic solution here as well. So while they support Russia on some of their points about NATO and Eastern European security, I think they want to see things calm down a bit. And it's not clear that this is going to be the partner that's going to sort of help Russia through any sanctions if those are imposed by the U.S. Or the EU in this situation. Nevertheless, it is still a very strong relationship. It's getting stronger as well. It's going to be very important for the Russian government going forward.